Hey there, www.andrewmartinmusic.com. This is a riff vlog on distinctions, differences between Kabbalah and Christian Gnosticism. There'll be a link in the description that also goes into these very important differences. A little update on my injury. You can see that I'm in the van, back out in the woods. So, you know, it is getting better, but it's going to be a long, slow heal, pun intended. Okay, well, just a brief overview here. The primary difference is that within Kabbalist metaphysics, cosmology, that came out of the Babylonian Talmud, which I believe came out of Egypt. The primary difference is between Kabbalah and Christian Gnosticism is the nature of this universe, where the Kabbalists don't think it was brought into existence by error, and the Christian Gnostics do believe that it was brought into existence by error, and that explains, you know, the dismal circumstances that humanity finds themselves in here, which I think are inarguable. It's not to say there's no good here. There's obviously good, but on aggregate, overall, this place is rather dismal, especially if you were to compare it imaginatively to life in better levels of existence, i.e. the pleroma. So the second issue is the concept of the demiurge, which I also believe came out of Egypt, and Ptah, which is, you know, where they got Egypt from, that PT. And I'm not sure what the concept of the demiurge is in Kabbalah. It's not focused upon. I believe they think that it's Samael and Lilith, generally known as the body and head of Yaldabaoth in Christian Gnosticism. I'm not sure how, if that's true, if that's accurate. I'm not sure how they get to that this isn't that this is somehow a good existence. You know, if you get into the lore of Samael and Lilith, you can hardly call these beings, entities, good. So the Christian Gnostics had a specific focus on the demiurge, that it was birthed via cosmic error, and that is the primary reason why it's a flawed God, you know, and that accounts, that the flaws within the demiurge account for all of the problems that we experience within this realm. Just to note that within Kabbalist Judaism, there's this idea of your soul being weighed on a feather. And again, to my understanding, that is taken from Egyptian mythology. I've pointed out before, that's about the Ka and the Ba, K-A-B-A, and it appears to me that that has been borrowed from Kabbalah, the Jewish Kabbalah, Talmudic Babylonian Kabbalah, borrowed it from the Egyptians, Ka-Ba. We get into this same problem with the name of Israel. I've pointed out many times. Why would any god want to name himself or his favorite country after his archenemy, you know, Isis, Amun-Ra, you know, and just the denial of all these coincidences is just, it's insincere, you know. I mean, you got to acknowledge this to a certain degree, and then, you know, you combine that of why Egyptian iconography is all over their power centers. you know, the financial power elites. I suggested in other blogs that the Archon hybrid bloodline came through Cleopatra. So we can deduce from that she wasn't as Greek Egyptian as history makes it out to be. In other words, she was somewhat Hebrew, if I could put it like that. And the Leo is always a marker for the demiurge. Leo the lion of the tribe of Judah. This, if anybody knows anything about Freemasonry, this is what Freemasonry is all about. It's about bringing this bloodline from Caesar and God and the mother of God, Cleopatra, to the throne, the temple of Jerusalem, to rule as the world Messiah. That's Freemasonry in a nutshell. That's what it's been all about. So, yeah, I'm coming to the end of the road here, so I'll probably keep this short. But the final, I think, the most important part today, the relevance today, is the concept of politics. Just scan over here. Yeah, the context of politics. Christian Gnostics have absolutely zero interest in earthly politics, power, finance, and this just is not the same with Kabbalah and Judaism. I mean, they're obsessed with earthly power and finance and control of civilization. And this is just a huge difference, a huge distinction. Everybody has to make up their own mind about, you know, what they want to buy into here, literally. I stick with the Christian Gnostics because I just find that their view is more coherent with what an Aeon Christ would have taught when he did appear. And I don't believe any of the official stories of the Roman Catholic Church. I mean, there's some truth hidden within there, but that's just a book written by the Archons, you know, to make Jesus Jewish so that they could protect the demiurge, Yahweh, or the Archon of the demiurge, who is the war god of Israel. He's not the demiurge Yahweh, he's Archon, created by the demiurge. And yeah, so, you know, this non-political view of the Christian Gnostics, I believe, is more consistent with what the living Aeon Christ would have taught. He wouldn't have taught to pay homage to Rome and the powers that be and the demiurgic control grid through Israel. Yeah, so anyway, if that were true, then one of the sayings about the devil, this Yahweh, the God of the earth, or Israel, is that they have fooled the whole world. You know, 2 billion Christians can't be right, and that's just not fooling the whole world. That's making 2 billion people, to various degrees, not fooled at all, and that doesn't line up with anything close. Now, the problem here is that if that book is a means of control of the demiurge, then there's not much you can believe about it anyway. But to the degree that we can parse anything out from it, yeah, some of this has to do with the personal experience of Gnostics. Anyway, I'm on the road. I better sign off here. Andrew Mark Music on the demiurge. You peace out. Take care. Bye.